I spoke with a young lady the other day who was very depressed, and I asked her, I said, what's wrong? She was the daughter of an old friend of mine who recently passed away. I said, are you thinking about your father? She said, no, it's not that. Another situation has come up, Miss Deanna. And I said, what's that? Her and her longtime boyfriend of 5 years broke up. More so, he left her. And I said, well, talk to me. What's going on? I said, because you called me for a reason. So I said, I'm here to listen to you. So she went on and on. They were an adorable couple, and they were always together. But the thing is, over the past several months, they seem to be going in different directions. See, he had a career in one field, and she had a career in another field. And the field that she was in was more so your Monday through Friday 9 to 5 type gig. And the type of field that he was going into was not that. So they were trying to make plans for the future and trying to decide how in the world they were going to be able to make it a go. See, things were starting to pick up a little bit on her end. And I guess she started to feel that things needed to pick up on his end as well. So she knew a few people in his field and decided to try to give him a little push in the right direction. See, when you try to encourage people, you have to be a little bit careful about how you do it. You can't push too hard, because sometimes if you push too hard, you push them out of your life. And she was like, Miss Deanna, she said, we wound up in both going in different directions. And she said, and eventually we just split up. She said, we had a big blow up the other night. And she said, he finally told me he got tired of me pressuring him, and I didn't realize I was pressuring him. All I wanted to do was make him live to his full potential. I said, okay, I understand now. I said, see, the thing is when you met him, I said, you're both young and you're both trying to develop yourselves. I said, but a lot of mistakes that we make is that we meet that one person, and instead of falling in love with who they are, we fall in love with their potential. But see, you got to understand. Potential doesn't keep you warm at night. Potential doesn't pay your bills. And potential doesn't give you a hug when you need it. Potential has its place, and sometimes we give it too much value. So he was pretty okay with where he was in his progress towards his ultimate goals. But she decided that she wanted to put the foot on the accelerator. And he started to feel that pressure. And he couldn't take it anymore, and decided that it was over. So she said, what should I do? I said, you need to sit down with yourself and think about what you really want in a mate. You look over that situation and decide in your mind whether or not what he has to offer outweighs what you think his potential should be. And if he has more qualities that you know you can live with, instead of worrying about potential, go apologize and see if you can make things happen again. I said, but if you're so focused on potential and you're not so much worried about what else he has to offer, then let things be. We can't push people to be what they want to be at our pace. We have to support them at their pace. There's nothing wrong every now and then of giving them a little help, but make sure it's not too aggressive, and also be respectful. See, that's the problem with a lot of people. We have people from the outside that see us and figure, oh, well, they could be this, or they could be that. I'm sure we've all had to deal with that at some time in our lives. But maybe it's not the time for them to deal with that. See, whatever milestone or whatever achievement you want them to have, and they haven't achieved it, there's a certain responsibility associated with leveling up. Maybe that person is not mentally or socially equipped to handle the responsibility, and that's why it's not time for them to handle that particular position right now. But no, you don't see that. Are you sure you're trying to help them reach their potential to help them, or are you doing it to help you? You've got to ask yourself that. So if you see someone striving for something, ask them what kind of help they need. That's the best way to do it. Let them tell you and listen. Because if you push too hard, you'll push them out of your life. Just saying.